Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Pool and Spa Marketing's DemoCast on SMP Ultralift Cover Lifter Systems Visionlift Boomerang. My name is Jason, the editor of Pool and Spa Marketing, and I'll be moderating today's presentation. Before I introduce you to today's speakers, please note your mics are muted. If you have any questions about the presentation, please post them in the Q&A. We will address as many as possible at the end of the presentation. If you need to communicate with our technical staff, you can use the chat feature and we'll do our best to help you. Today's presentation is being recorded and will be available on the Pool and Spa Marketing website. Now I'd like to introduce you to our speakers. Crystal Langlois is the Director of Sales and Marketing at SMP Ultralift and is the President of the Pool and Hot Tub Council of Canada. Crystal has written multiple pool and spa related articles and is a member of Pool and Spa Marketing's Editorial Advisory Committee. Joining Crystal is Paul Arsenal. He has worked with SMP Ultralift for more than 20 years and has been a crucial part of the team in regard to assembly, shipping, and technical assistance. Paul has witnessed the evolution of Ultralift firsthand, and his passion for the product is reflected in his customer service and warehouse management style. In today's presentation, Crystal and Paul will provide an overview of the Boomerang, which is the second generation Visionlift. They will discuss its streamlined design, explain its ease of use thanks to its dual shock system, and how it lifts the cover and places it behind the hot tub to provide users with a clean 360-degree view of their backyard. With that, I'll turn things over to Crystal and Paul.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Crystal Langlois. This is Paul Arsenault. Before we get started, I just wanted to kind of go over what makes Ultralift unique as a whole. I'm going to give this to Paul to kind of help. So all of our Ultralift systems come equipped with a sliding bracket. So what makes that unique is that it fits more makes and models. You slide it onto your tub. It's easy to install. It's easy to adjust. It also helps you not have to carry as many SKUs in your store. So, freeing up extra space and so on and so forth. We also, all of our lifters come with a standard center bar. So this obviously helps with the opening and closing. It helps from tweaking and turning when you're opening and closing your spa. All of our lifters are also made 100% of metal. We don't use any plastic pieces in our design. And we also have a lifetime warranty, and we are made in Canada. We're actually made kind of in one block around the area. Our metal, our paint, everything is in a 1 block radius of here, which kind of helps us package and ship out with great timelines. When Jason mentioned that the Ultralift Boomerang is our second generation Visionlift, some of you may or may not be familiar with our products. I just wanted to show you kind of what the first Visionlift did look like. So initially, when Ultralift had come out, we're the first to bring a cover lifter that allows the cover to go to the ground. You'll notice that there was a secondary bracket here. So with that secondary bracket, not only did you have more holes being drilled into the spa, there was also a larger margin of error trying to find that ideal point in the installation process. So what we've done with the second generation is, let me just open up this cover here. You'll notice that we eliminated the need for that secondary drilling spot. It is welded on the perfect spot every single time, which makes the ease of installation that much more. You just kind of slide it in and voila. Obviously, it comes with this new design. What would you call it, Paul? I guess just like a cover, which is just a little more aesthetically pleasing. Here, Paul, can you take that here? And again, just allowing you to open up your spa and bring it right to the ground. So the Ultralift Boomerang comes with two 110-pound shocks on either side. So that's 220 pounds. That's your standard shock that comes with the Ultralift Boomerang. We also have 150-pound shocks available because the Boomerang is also often used on swim spas. So you have them on either end of the swim spa. And they just kind of open on both sides, allowing that kind of clean view that everyone is really loving. If you do have a swim spa, obviously the cabinet is going to be much higher. So what we do have is we have swim spa brackets that go with the Boomerang. Say this is the back of your spa and it's a swim spa. You would simply attach the shelves like so. Your cover would come down on the swim spa and it would rest on here, making it easier to open and close. Because the Boomerang does bring it right to the ground, our patent does bring it right to the ground to rest. Obviously with the higher cabinet, it would kind of keep going. So it's nice to have that stopper there. Another thing that we have as an accessory to our UltraLift Boomerang are pads. Sometimes customers say, you know, we don't really want our cover resting on the ground per se. So what we have is pads made of aluminum as well, so rust resistant, to go kind of underneath your spa like so. I can't do it right now because I can't lift it up, but you get the idea. They go underneath here. And then that way, when you open up your cover, it's resting on the pads rather than the ground, which makes some customers happy. And then, yeah, so that being said, it is made of aluminum. So it is rust resistant. As I mentioned before, we are covered by a lifetime warranty, which is fulfilled by us through a link. And yeah, it's they come with standard foam grips. And again, just very easy to install with that sliding bracket. Are there any questions by any chance so far? Are we doing okay?
We're doing okay, Crystal.
Okay, great. So in the beginning of the chat, I entered in a link of the Boomerang promo video. So if you wanted to kind of go back in and have a reiteration of what the Boomerang is, kind of all of its features, you can just go into the top of the chat link and you'll be able to click that YouTube video. Also underneath that, there is a link to our website where you can also see. Another thing that UltraLift came out with this year that the Boomerang is compatible with is our free mount lifter. So we were noticing a lot of people were trying to, you know, go with the undermount lifters, but unfortunately our industry didn't have an undermount lifter that was with hydraulic compatibility. So Paul, come on over here. What I'm going to show you is our free mount lifter, which is an undermount system that does not need to be drilled in at all to the cabinet. It simply slides under, adjusts vertically depending on the height of your spa. Again, same idea, our patented sliding bracket goes in. And then as you can see, our Boomerang still functions just as well without any movement. And this way your customer does not need to drill into their spa. This combination of the Boomerang and free mount is actually ideal for your retail showroom. Not only does it give you the opportunity to kind of mix and match and interchange, you know, your spas without having to drill in or damage, it gives you an opportunity to feature cover lifters and covers at the same time on your floor, because when your cover's on the ground, you're not obstructing anything in your showroom. So the Boomerang free mount really is a showroom dream. And the free mount is, again, made of the rust-resistant aluminum, super lightweight, so shipping isn't insane. And yeah, that's kind of like a dream team with the Boomerang free mount.
Okay, Crystal, we do have one question. I think you may have covered it a little bit, but can you explain how the second generation Visionlift, what makes it different? Is there?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course I can. Thank you. So the main difference is, sorry, Paul, come here, is that you're going to notice that there's no secondary bracket here. So the first generation, as I mentioned here, the first generation, you can see there was the same kind of mechanics here, but there was the need for that secondary placement. It also meant that you had to kind of do the math to figure out where that placement was so that it would work properly from an engineering standpoint. That was the kind of biggest, yeah, exactly, for reinforcement. That was kind of the biggest motivation for us, was we wanted to make the installation easier, quicker for the people, you know, out there on like in the field. We wanted to make it easier for them. We also wanted to make it aesthetically pleasing. We wanted to minimize the holes in the cabinet, and also with the reinforcement. You know, I've been in the industry 17 years. When I first started, composite cabinetry was popular, but not as popular as it is now. It's very rare actually to see wood cabinets. So the reinforce issues that were constantly coming up because you had to reinforce that secondary bracket or else the composite would bow. So now we've completely eliminated that. So there's absolutely no need for reinforcement. It's just welded on, it's sturdy, it's good to go. And you're still getting that, you know, people love it. They're able to drop it down, have that full view. Parents love it because you can see the kids in the backyard, pet owners, parties, you know, you don't have to have that privacy wall if you don't want to have it. And yeah, so that's the main, to answer your question, Jason, the main difference is that we took away that secondary bracket.
Okay, great. Thanks, Crystal. We do have another question. Does the Boomerang work with your free mount undermount system?
Yep, so that's the free mount system. It works beautifully. We have been getting a lot of requests from retailers. Well, we sell through distribution channels only. We do not sell direct, but you know, retailers have been reaching out and asking for this combination specifically because it has been so amazing in the retail showrooms. But yeah, it works seamlessly with our free mount. Our free mount works with all of our lifters, actually. It works with our standard, it works with our hydraulic, because we do have those four. The only one it doesn't work with is undermount, obviously, but it doesn't need to because undermount is its own undermount. But yeah, it works beautifully together.
Okay, great. I think there's another one that's come in, and it's, does the Boomerang bring your cover right to the ground?
Yep, it brings it right to the ground. So it rests on the ground. That's actually our patent, to be able to have it rest on the ground. With that, with just the engineering, there's no additional stress on the hydraulic shocks. There's no additional stress on the mounting bracket. You know, there's no need to fix anything to the cover. So that's another beautiful thing about the Boomerang, is that it's actually fixed by just cover hooks. As you can see here, the cover hooks go onto the center bar. But there's nothing attaching it to the actual cover. There's no Velcro, there's no glue. So that's making, you know, your consumer aftermarket covers, you know, there's no issue with that. They're, you know, easily, even again, just to bring you back to the showrooms, switching up covers is not an issue. You're not going to damage anything. So it's a really easy installation with, you know, little to no, well, no damage to your cover. But yes, right to the ground.
Great. Another question, what size covers will it work with?
Okay, so the covers will extend to, what is the width, Paul? 98. So the width is a max of 98, but as you can see, the center bar, it can kind of go, it's adjustable. That's another beautiful thing about Ultralift, is that everything really is adjustable for any the makes or models, whether you're adjusting here or adjusting here. There's even been some times where smaller spas, we've actually flipped this handle altogether to make the shorter end into the middle. There are variations to be able to mix and match to fit the spa. And the Boomerang also works with, you know, there's a little bit trickier spas that have, you know, raised backs. That's always been kind of a question, like, does it work on those covers? It does. There's obviously a little bit of rubbing like any other wood. Like when you're opening, it's kind of to go over the hump, but the hydraulic, being 220 pounds, really does give you that. Like, as you can see, it's very simple to do. I did a video once showing my 2 fingers opening and closing it, and it is that easy. But 98, to answer your question, is the max.
Great, great. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate the presentation, Crystal and Paul. We do have some time for Q&A. So if there are any additional questions, I ask that the attendees enter them into the Q&A, and we can ask as many as possible.
I guess I just did such a good job that there's no questions.
Yeah, so Crystal, if there's anything else you'd like to add at this point, I don't have any questions coming in at this time other than what we've already gone through.
Okay. I guess I can go over just really quickly, just let everybody know in the chat without going into too much detail, that Ultralift does offer a hydraulic. We also offer, so we offer this hydraulic. We also offer an undermount, and we also have a standard lifter as well in the collection. So if you're looking for any other lifters, we've got you covered there too.
Okay. Actually, one more question. The undermat, how does that work? What is the benefit of it? And
for the undermount lifter?
Yeah.
Okay. So the undermount lifter, the obvious main benefit is that you don't have to drill any holes into the spa. You also, like, literally no holes whatsoever because it's just going underneath. I can show you the image here just to make it easier. So it's just going underneath your spa here, as you can see, and then it's kind of more of a freestanding unit. So a lot of people, if they spend X amount of money on their cabinet, they refuse to want to drill any holes into their spa, which you can respect. So this just comes with the plate with the sliding bracket. It goes underneath. I don't know if we have the undermount bracket. Oh, Paul's going to run. See, I'm telling you, he's the best. So the undermount bracket, as you can see here, this is the undermount, right? So it would just slide underneath the spa like so. Here, Paul, you want to grab that for me? Okay, so it would just go underneath the spa before you put the water in, obviously. And then the installation, simple, easy. You're gonna do this. You're gonna line this up with the back of your cabinet like you normally would in any installation. Fasten. You're gonna get your poles, fasten. Boom, installed and done. And then you have a cover lifter with no holes in your spa. No hydraulic either, but if and there will be a little bit of a privacy wall. But yeah, if you're looking for something just kind of standard, you just want to get something easily to get your cover off and on with a little bit of storage, the undermount's for you.
Great. Thank you, Crystal and Paul. That's all the time we have.
You're very welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you. A recording of the demo cast will be available soon. We will send a link to the recording via email to all registrants once it's ready. Have a great afternoon.
Great. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
Bye.